So we'll go 1, 2, 3. See, somebody joins our, and we'll get started. All right. Welcome, guys, to fitness, nutrition, and mindset. So our today's discussion is mostly about what hacks can we have to get a good grip, insanely good grip. Now, why good grip is necessary? There are a few points, right? So when you're holding a bar which is like pretty fat, and you have seen that while doing mostly deadlifts or some compound lifts, you're not able to grab that bar. Now, if you're not able to grab that bar, how would you be able to do that exercise, right? So basically this discussion is about how and what can we do to improve our grip and to improve our compound lifts, like mostly deadlifts or stiff-legged deadlifts and dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, right? How can we do those? Farmers carry, farmers walk properly. So hello guys, welcome. If as you're joining, if you can let me know in the comment section. So we are just getting started with the discussion. You can see my gym, little gym behind, I think, if you can see. So let's see. All right, so one of the easiest ways to improve your performance, vitality, and muscle growth is to simply strengthen your grip. Now, what can we do to strengthen our grip, right? So let's discuss 8 hacks that I have figured out at my fitness journey, and surely it will help you guys as well. So starting with the first hack that I'll let you know, how can you strengthen your grip? So the first is, you have to remember, like, why are you so weak in your wrist? What are you doing with? Have you ever tried any forearm or wrist exercise? So that's first point, right? And what does a strong grip mean for you specifically, right? So strong grip means that if I'm holding the bar that you can see behind me, so the bar behind me is pretty fat, right? So if I'm holding so heavy weight, how can I grab it, right? If you see palms, hands, wrists, they are pretty small, right? So I have to strengthen that so that I can lift that fat bar in my hand. So let's start. The first thing is, don't use wrist straps, right? So you have seen people using wrist straps even if they are lifting 5-pound dumbbells or maybe 15-pound bar. Is that good? No, that's not good. You should never use wrist straps unless you are a kind of a power lifter, Olympic lifter, and you are trying to lift very, very heavy. It's never good for you. So you have to let your wrist, let your forearms, let your palms, let your hands adjust to the bar, to the dumbbells, to the heaviness, etc. Right? So let it do its own thing. Don't use that support unless you are going in any competition or doing something else, right? But I never support the use of those artificial things. I would let your hands, wrist adjust to the things as needed. So never use those wrist wraps and those artificial things that you see in Amazon and everywhere else. It's never good. It will never improve your grip, and it will do exactly the opposite thing, right? So that's one thing. Coming to another hack that's very good in this perspective is, do low rep training. Now, what do I mean by low rep training, right? So people do like very, very heavy training. So what happens is you're losing that grip on the bar, on the dumbbell itself. So what should you do is, you should have one day where you are doing low rep training. Okay, so you are holding a very, very heavy bar. Okay, try to hold it with your hands, and like there's a bar behind, right? You can just hold it in your hand and just stand, right? Don't use any wrist straps, don't do anything. And whatever exercise you're doing, for example, if you're doing shrugs, you can just do 1, 2, 3 and then just keep the bar, right? So what I mean to say is, you're just trying to feel that bar in your hands, okay, while doing that low rep training exercise. You are trying to, I say that bar is a fat bar. So my bar behind is pretty fat, right? So I need to hold it with my small hands. So you have to do that low rep training, hold the bar and experience it in your hands. Okay, once you do it, you will see that, yeah, your wrist, your palms are really liking it, and you should try that kind of a routine maybe once a while, but that'll make your hands, make your wrist, make your forearm strong, and it's a natural muscle building, wrist building process that you need to go through. So try low rep training. Okay. Another thing is, a lot of times you have seen people using chalks, right? So obviously I don't support any kind of at least the wrist straps or anything, but I do support the use of chalks because it's very natural, right? And it strengthens your grip towards the bar or dumbbells, right? So generally what I do is I use a little bit of chalk while doing a bench press or while doing a kind of a deadlift specifically, right? These compound lifts and even pull-ups. So how it helps is it increases my grip for that bar, right? So once I using the chalk, you will see that the resistance between the bar and specifically your hands will improve. You can feel the bar in your hands, right? So that's what we want. So you can try to buy some little bit of chalk and try those things, but that's helpful when you have tried all other ways like doing low rep training, not using wrist wraps. Then you can see, okay, can I try a little bit of chalk to see that, yeah, I have a better grip. And once the grip improves, your wrist strength, forearm strength, your grip will automatically improve a lot. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing I really like is squeezing the bar. Okay, how can you squeeze the bar, right? People will say, how can you squeeze the bar when pressing? So when you are doing any exercise, right? For example, bench press, I would say specifically. So while doing bench press, what you can do is just try to just feel the bar with your hands and just feel like you are squeezing the bar. You are actually not squeezing, but just have that mind to muscle connection that you are trying to squeeze the bar. Okay, that is like very, very impactful, and that improves your grip, right? So I have tried this a lot of times where I'm doing my bench press, or even if I'm walking with my dumbbells, I try to squeeze the small bar in the dumbbell, right? So what that does is that sets the muscle to mind connection, right? My mind is connecting with my grip and my grip is connecting to the bar or to the dumbbell, right? So that improves a lot. So try to squeeze the bar when you are pressing. That will definitely improve your grip as you move forward. Another point is practice isometric exercises, right? Now, what are isometric exercises? So isometric exercises are when I'm holding a bar at a particular position. For example, right, I am doing bench press, right? Everybody does bench press. So while doing bench press, what I'm doing is I'm holding the bar at the top position, okay, and I'm just not moving. Okay, so that is isometric. And when I move at the maybe at this position while doing bench press, I just stay there. Okay, so I'm just trying to experience that stretch in my chest muscles. Similarly, when I'm like at this position, I'm just trying to experience the contraction of my chest muscles, right? So I'm in that position and I will not move for like maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, right? Depending on the load. So those are isometric position and they are very helpful to build muscles. So what that does is when I'm at that position, I'm trying to hold that position and I'm trying to squeeze the bar. Okay, that's natural tendency of mind to muscle connection. Okay, so you're just trying to squeeze the bar. You are in that particular isometric positions when you are doing bench press and you are not moving, right? So similarly, when you come down, when your chest is fully expanded, right, it's extended fully, so you are holding the bar, and if you see, you will automatically see that your grip strength has improved. It'll take time, but it'll improve, but you will definitely be holding the bar with much more strength, right? That's what you want. So practice this isometrics while doing, for example, bench press, or when you are doing biceps exercises. So when you are doing biceps, just try to hold the dumbbell like this and just don't move, right? Or similarly, try to hold dumbbell in the extended position and just don't move, or maybe in the half position and then don't move. That's the isometric position. That will improve your grip for sure as you move forward. Okay, so that's a good point I want to communicate to you. Then coming to another point is Add 1 or 2 sets to every workout. Now, what I mean by that is, if you are doing any exercise, for example, a bicep exercise, and I don't mean to say this, do it every time. Maybe pick a day, right? If for that day, if you're doing 5 exercises, add 1 set to every exercise. And in that exercise, what you're trying to do is you are adding this particular isometric extension and contraction, right? So you keep, for example, in the, as I said, in the biceps. So let's say if you are doing a tricep exercise, or I'll say something simple, right? Let's imagine doing a deadlift. Okay, so when you're deadlifting, add 1 set. Now what you will do in that set will be very light, very light, where you can do 20 reps. Okay, now but what you will do is you will just squeeze the bar and try to do that deadlift position, deadlift exercise, and try to do like 15 to 20 reps. That's an additional set, and you are doing that just to improve your grip strength. Okay, now what that does is, as you move and every week you do it once, just one day, just one additional set for that exercise, and try to feel your palms, your wrist connection to the bar. Okay, so which each for deadlift you can do once, and then maybe once you're doing the squats, you can just try to have that muscle to mind connection while doing. Once you're doing a biceps, you can do an additional set and try to concentrate on your muscle to mind connection, and the muscle will be your like a wrist and your palms and your hands. Okay, so try that thing out. That's very powerful, adding 1 set to your every workout every week, just once. Another thing is train the wrist extenders, right? Very few people do that, but I support like at least once a week you try to take something like there are a lot of good devices, equipments available, but one, I think even if you don't have that, if you have a small dumbbell, what you can try is train your wrist extenders, right? So if you have a dumbbell, right, you can just keep them in and try to do this exercise. This is very helpful. This will strengthen your wrist as like just in like 3 to 4 weeks, right? Have a dumbbell, do this, and if you have a barbell, try to lay down on the table and do this, right? Do this once and then do this once, because we try to train the wrist totally in its entirety. Okay, so do both of these movements. I can recommend like 10 to 12 more, but I think if you start with this, you will soon start realizing how your grip is getting strong, how you are able to lift more as the time goes by, right? So when we are strengthening our grip, we are making sure that all our compound movements as well as isolation movements, we are getting stronger on all those movements. Okay, so try this out. This is very I think very beneficial. Like in 3 to 4 weeks, you will notice that your hands have gotten very stronger, and you're lifting more, lifting better, in better posture and form. So try to use some kind of dumbbells and wrist exercises, doing this. You can use barbell, you can use dumbbells, whatever you would like to use. So that's one thing. Another thing is, the last hack that I would like to say is, don't train to failure. Okay, now I mean to say don't train till failure. The main point of saying this is because a lot of people, and in social media it's everywhere, train till failure. It's sometimes beneficial. I do it, but not all the time, not the entire year. So what it does is, when you're training till failure, you're losing your grip. Okay, so that's what the muscle to mind connection is getting set up. Okay, so the how neurologically we are built. So if we are training till failure every day, we are losing the grip, and we are losing the wrist connection, the muscle connection with our hands to our bar. Okay, we don't want to do that. Okay, so I would say don't train till failure. Just leave couple of reps in the bank, so that your wrist is getting stronger, is getting more connected to the bar. That's what according to my experience, that I have felt. Then if I'm training, so I think there's 1 month or 2 months I train till failure in a particular year, and what I have seen is, in those 2 months I lose the control of the bar in my hands. Okay, so I have to use sometimes wrist wraps, because I can't grab the bar sometimes, because I'm training till failure. I'm using very heavy weight, and it creates a lot of issues. After those 2 months, I lose control over the bar, because my grip is not good, and I'm losing the control. So don't train till failure. Okay, lose 1 or 2 reps. Just leave 1 or 2 reps in the bank so that your grip is not going bad. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say. So overall, I would say stronger grip means better performance in gym. You will be lifting higher, better in your compound movements. So I'll go through once more through all the 8 hacks that I have suggested. The first one is don't use wrist reps. Okay, don't use wrist reps. Second is do low rep training, very less weight. Try to feel the bar in your hands. Third is you can try using chalk and everything that people use if you're lifting very heavy. Fourth is try to squeeze the bar in your hands. Try to squeeze. You can't squeeze it, but just try to squeeze the bar when pressing. Fifth one was practice isometrics, right? So if you're doing some kind of exercise, just stay in that position for some time. If you're contracting a muscle or extending the muscle, you can just try to stay in that position and feel the muscle. While doing that, you're also trying to have that wrist connection to the bar, your hands connection to the bar, right? That's very necessary. Another thing I had said is that add couple of sets, 1 set to every workout, just 1 day a week. What that does it, but that will be with like very lightweight, right? So just to feel the weight in your hands, in your palms. So that's one thing. And then train your wrists, train your forearms. And I already said you can use the dumbbells, you can use the bar, and you can take 2 dumbbells, very light dumbbells, place them on the bench, which is like parallel bench, and try to do this kind of. So train the wrist overall and do this, right? So this will do all the work that's required, right? So that's one thing. And then don't train to failure. I already said that except couple of months in a year, don't try to train till failure, and that will improve your grip a lot, right? So grip is very essential, right? You can do any movements other than the lower body if you're doing anything for the upper body, even the lower body, right? Sometimes if you're doing the squats, you have to hold the bar, right? So the number one thing is the person who can improve his grip is much more stronger than the one whose grip is not good. Okay, so try to adapt all these 8 hacks and get an insanely strong grip. Okay, the first thing that comes in fitness is the grip. If your grip is not good, you will not be able to do any movement properly, guys. Okay, so concentrate on that, and I'm sure once your grip improves, you will be lifting stronger, you will be getting stronger week by week, month by month. So that's all I wanted to communicate, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, and I have also left a link if you would like to talk to me regarding your fitness goals. Let's talk and let's make it happen. Let's start your fitness journey, or whatever your goals are. I would be happy to assist you in achieving your goals. Let's make next year the best you can have. So let me know any questions, leave in the group as well, and maybe we'll come back with next topic next week. Till then, take care, bye.